Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you can see as a result of me showing you this video picture of my cell phone that it's 6:56 a.m. on June 30th, 2014. This is for some reason this older phone is keeping track of the correct time. I got about 2 or 3 track phones which I bought for YouTube purposes. Anyways, it's you can also see by my my actual watch that it's 6:56. The phone is saying it's 6:57 a.m. on June 30th, 2014. And I'm going to use the voice command feature to enable the phone to state the date electronically for the sake of a digital tape recorder that I am also using to record my statements verbally.
Say a command. June 30th, Monday, 6:57 a.m.
Okay. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is that I am a target, victim, and activist concerned the criminal expeditions of what is known as organized gang stalking. Organized stalking and gang stalking is nothing but organized crime in the system at the federal, state, and local level. And this is just a bunch of little tape I got taped up here on the bottom. It's the floor of my tent. And the reason this video applies for every single day, night, every single 24 calendar day period of every day of while I am still hiking at this area and all the new areas that I'll be eventually moving to very soon. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this video picture of my tent, I'll explain in a minute, but you can see that this tent is not slashed up in any way. Okay, on the sides of the walls, on the inside, or the roof, okay, or the back wall, or this side wall, and I'm getting ready to actually zip it up right now, and I'll tell you why I'm doing this in a second. Since I'm a target of organized stalking, which can also be termed as gang stalking, I gotta lock it up with a lock also, which means I gotta set the camera down for a second. Alright, sorry about that. Now you can see that it's locked. I had to use both hands to lock it, that's why I had to set the video camera down. Now let me show you something. This is the front of the tent. The whole entire tent is covered with black weatherization sheets, and as soon as I pull that flap down in front of the tent, you won't even be able to see this part. But the reason why I haven't done it yet is because I want to show you what they did when they came down here on February 27th, 2014. These if you can imagine the letter the letter T in your mind, you know, the shape of it, well, that's what they did. They came down here with a knife or whatever and cut it in the formation of a T in order to get inside the tent because it was locked up. Okay, so I had to fix it with bread ties, produce ties, and electrical tape, and it's hard to see it because of the light, but that's how it was fixed up. That's how I fixed it up, because they came down here and cut it on the day that I went and did my laundry. And what was, let me tell you something about organized stalking and gang stalking. I'm pulling the flap down now. That morning before I left this area, see, before I leave every day, I make some statements in a running recording digital tape recorder that's actually recording right now. I'll show it in a second. Because what I do is I predict what might happen concerning me throughout the day in a tape recorder. So if what I predict comes true, it'll show that I talked about it before I even left this area to go to the places where the event comes into play towards me. What I'm saying is I predict what they might do before they do it at this area. So as I was gathering my property together that morning of the 27th of February, I made some statements in this running digital tape recorder that's even recording right now. Okay, see it? It's got the microphone, this. And as I was doing what I needed to do on that morning to prepare to leave for the day, I was making statements in the tape recorder stating that, just talking about past things that have happened to me concerning organized stalking and gang stalking. And I stated that I was talking about some of the things that was happening to me in Connecticut as a result of being gang stalked from another state to Connecticut, and Connecticut was the state that I was living in for a couple months before I came here. Organized stalking and gang stalking is a nationwide crime. It's mostly 2 syndicates that are operating in the government at the federal, state, and local level. And I've already made videos about this aspect of it, but you can go to Google and research these crimes in depthly, and as a result of you doing so, you will see that targeted individuals are stalked from one state to the next. Now, what you got to understand here is that targeted individuals' cell phones can be hacked. Okay, like let me just show you. I got a brand new phone that's a Virgin Wireless, so I don't use these track phones anymore. Hang on a second. I don't use these track phones anymore except for to keep track of time and date, and to use it for video files like I've done in this one. But just bear with me for a second. Now, if you went to YouTube and Google and typed in organized stalking or gang stalking and cell phone hacking, in fact, you can just type in at YouTube cell phone hacking and stalking, okay? And what they can do, even when the battery's out, is they can use this phone as a GPS tracker. They can use the speaker that you speak into as a microphone, okay? Or they can hack into the camera. They do all 3. As a result of using a phone as a tracker, a GPS tracker, okay, what they can then do is, and as a microphone, in other words, the reason why I brought it up was concerning the microphone. They can hear what you're stating. You can go to Google right now and type in the direct conversation method in gang stalking, and you'll see that that method is done as a result of the covert surveillance of the targeted individual, where they will completely rape the targeted individual's privacy by even going and breaking into their homes or apartments and motel rooms and even cars, setting up these little miniature microphones and video cameras so they can surveil and watch you in real time. Then what they'll do is place mostly duped individuals that they're using to get around the target and to regurgitate things that the target did in the privacy of their own home. Okay? Now what they will also do is reenact, like the morning before I left here on February 27th or 26th, 2014, I made statements in this tape recorder about how they came to my tent in Connecticut and slashed it up. Because I was just basically, going over in my mind things that they did, and I was already talking in the audio recorder. So because it's important to keep a log about things that have already happened to you for legal and strategic purposes. So I was talking about it on that morning. I then lock up the tent, okay, pull the tarp in front of it, leave to go do my laundry, and then come home and the tent is slashed up. Because basically what it basically is a calling card. They want you to know that they can hear what you're doing by imitating, okay, and mimicking things you're talking about. I was talking about my tent being slashed up in Connecticut. I leave for the day to go do my laundry. I come back and this tent is slashed up. It was a calling card to let me know that everything that I'm doing is being monitored by mimicking and parroting what I'm talking about, just like with what they do in the direct conversation method. That's right. Now, in fact, you can go to YouTube right now and type in cell phone hacking and stalking, and I think it's either like when you type that in, you're going to get some videos that come up. And it's probably within the first 5 videos that come up from the top of the monitor screen, okay, going down, where 2 women are being covered on a morning show concerning their daughter's cell phones being hacked, and then eventually theirs and her husband, okay? And they're literally talking about how the cell phone is hacked, how it's used as a camera, a listening device, and as a tracker, okay? That's right. And so the point I'm trying to make is that they're doing, and then what they were also doing was calling those people back up and leaving electronic voicemail messages to regurgitate what was observed as a result of their phones being hacked by the perpetrators. That's right. That's right. Same exact method of gang stalking. In fact, those are methods of gang stalking. Literal methods of them. Identical methods of them. Because they want you to know that you are being observed in real time in order to make you feel mentally raped about your privacy. And it's also done to put you in a victimized mindset. That's right. So they came down here and left a calling card within hours after I had talked about it here concerning that that's what they did in Connecticut. So let's see if I come home today and this tent is missing, damaged, or stolen in any way, or any property that I have hidden close by completely out of sight. Now, the reason why they would do that is to bait me to call the police. That way the police, the syndicated cops that are connected to this organized stalking, well, that way it appears that, well, they're just here because I called them. Basically, what would you do if somebody broke into your home? You'd call the police, right? Exactly. And organized stalking and gang stalking is about using the target individual themselves to hurt the target individual because of the effects of me calling the police the police would tell me I have to move. They would make a falsified police report that I would not be able to see because those are called incident reports. And I was told by the San Diego Police Department that you can't get a copy of the incident reports unless you subpoena them. So they can make a falsified incident report about you, then eventually try to use it against you in court unless you can find an uncorrupt lawyer. But since they got the incident report in their possession, they can go back and change it later in order to hide the fact that the original one was falsified. Okay, now that's done for illegal syndicated probate control of the target. That's one of the motivations they have for the target, and that's why they bait the target to call the police so the police can come out, make it look like that they were innocently called. They come out and you say, I know this happened because of gang stalking. They act like they don't know what it is. You tell them what it is, and then they use that for a legal, normal appearing reason to call you delusional. And then when they continue these types of things over time, they then attempt to take the falsified incident reports and police reports and use it to attempt to or do make a target a ward of the state by claiming they're delusional, mentally ill, can't take care of themselves because they're homeless, yet they got an income but won't get out of it, even though this filthy horse sewer rat expedition created the homelessness of me by stealing my rent that was mailed, certified mail return receipt. Go to Google and type in organized stalking or gang stalking and post employees, and then in a separate search, mail theft and mail delayment. Then go to Google and type in organized stalking or gang stalking and property owners and landlords. That's right, and how they'll gang stalk you to apartment buildings, motel rooms, everything. They create the homelessness and then try to exploit it by calling you delusional and crazy, and that since you are delusional and crazy, we believe that that's probably still why you're homeless, okay? But they won't make one honest report about the factual reality that the gang stalking created the homelessness and that you're factually being gang stalked at where you're currently living at and along all your routes. The motivation behind the entire reason why they created the homelessness is for these schemes. So they can then claim you can't take care of yourself, call you mentally ill, attempt to call you delusional, paranoid schizophrenic, paranoid schizoaffective, paranoid, or they'll try and claim the target has delusional ideations. I know all about psychology. I took it in college, okay? I took enough of it in college to know, okay? But this is what they do. Now, you can go to Google and type in organized stalking or gang stalking and corrupt mental health, corrupt psychiatrist, corrupt psychologist. Just do it and you'll see in your first day of research, if you research each description that I've described in this video, you will see every single separate description is bringing up the same thing. A huge amount of numerical Google generated responses per description. Cross-reference every single one to gang stalking and organized stalking, and you will see I'm telling you the truth, flat out. Okay, so I do what I do in order to inform, to expose the truth in reference to their methodologies, okay, and the corrupt, filthy, whore, sewer rat, specific San Diego police officers that are directly connected to these criminal expeditions. It's organized crime in the system. So do you really think, honestly, that anytime I ever call any law enforcement branch in the state of California, there's multiple targets right now in San Diego County. It's pathetic, okay? And they know when a target individual is calling 911 because my phone's hacked. So they reroute that call through their syndicated filthy whore, sewer rat, skanked out snake dispatchers to the syndicated cop, and or the syndicated cop will just monitor the radio and pick up the call because they know that when I come home and discover the property stolen, because they stole it, okay, that I will probably be so pissed off that I'll call the cops, okay? Now, so basically what they're doing is using general psychology of anybody who would, because anybody would call the cops if their stuff got stolen, and they're also using the personality concerning the specific personal psychology of a target, okay? What I do is predict what they might do or will do before they do it. Now, I'm at GILL ×2. I'm a woman, not a man, HA location. That is a code word attached to this geographical location. And I'm code wording it for legal and strategic purposes. And once I expose why this strategic purpose was used, any regular viewers will completely understand. It's about boxing them in to expose them for what they are. Okay, and the only way that I can do that is, well, one of the ways that I do that is by predicting what they're gonna do at a specific location, hide the actual name of the location. Okay, that's right, okay, for legal and strategic purposes. And then when they do it, I can say, hey, look, this is what's happening to me. And in closing, if you don't believe me, I want you to listen to this. Go to YouTube right now and type in learning disabled woman. Go to YouTube right now and type in learning disabled woman. Hold on. Listen to this. Go to YouTube right now and type in learning disabled woman brutally assaulted on an MTS bus. Okay, that's me being assaulted on a bus, 928 bus route on October 10th, 2011. Hold on. Now, the individual who assaulted me had harassed me on several occasions on the same bus route on previous dates before the assault, and 5 minutes and 7 minutes before the assault occurred. On the day the assault occurred, obviously. And that's why they only sent me a video that was 2 minutes long. Okay, now 2 other key points here. Listen to this. Go into the description of that YouTube video and you will see a copy and pasted blog. There's 2 of them in there, at least 2. And one of them is a printed out and scanned email that was made on September 29th, 2011, 11 days before the assault occurred. Okay, in that email file I said there's a great likelihood I'd be assaulted either walking, riding my bike, or on public transportation, and then 11 days later I'm brutally assaulted on public transportation. Okay, that's right. Now, the blog has got this printed out and scanned email as a result of me making it into, once it was scanned, it was saved as a PDF file, and then copied and pasted into a blog, and then the blog's URL address is right in the description of that YouTube video of me being assaulted. So all you gotta do is click on the blog, and then once the blog comes up, click on the little word that says Assault 11 within the blog. But check this out. Go to YouTube and Google and type in learning disabled woman exposes how MTS assault video is altered. Now, and that's just, I predicted, I've been assaulted 3 times. Once before that assault, okay, and once on January 30th, 2014, right across the street from this area. That's right. All 3 assaults were predicted. That's right. 2 of them in the email files and 1 of them in an audio file. 3 times in one day. The January 30th, 2014 assault. Okay, was predicted 3 times by me in an audio file before it occurred. Okay, 1 time in the morning, okay, and the assault occurred about 8.5 hours later, 90 seconds before the assault occurred, and 30 seconds before the assault occurred. And that's not including every single other thing that I have predicted had come true, and you just would not believe the evidence I got. It's undisputable. All right, all you gotta do is think about it this way. Why would MTS send me an altered video of me being assaulted? They don't have a problem sending me a video of me being assaulted, but it's altered. Why would they do that? Okay, baby cakes, gotta get. So, and this doesn't, if anything happens at any of my hiking areas, because I'm preparing to move, flat out, okay? I've already moved about 94% of all my property to 3 other strategic areas that I'm setting up, so I can play more of a shell game with them. Because in order to prove stalking, you got to show that you're being stalked from one place to another. This is the 4th hiking area I've been gang stalked to. I'm going to take them to 7. Okay? Now, if they do what I predict they're going to do in the way they're going to do it at the next ones, and you fold that evidence back onto this, what happened here at this location, which I've even been on national radio shows exposing, go to Google. Go to Google and YouTube and type in learning disabled woman on national radio shows. Flat out, baby cakes. I do what I do to inform, to expose the truth, so the truth can be known for what it is. Not lies, not deception, okay? The truth, okay? So if they do what I predict, okay, understand, it'll become obvious to anybody who's got the ability to engage in common sense alone that this expedition is going on towards me, so you can then see what is happening to an innocent woman, okay, as a result of the San Diego police being directly involved in these crimes, no matter how much they want to deny it, call me crazy concerning it, which they will. You better believe it. One even threatened to call some kind of a psychologist out to the scene when I had to call the police on, I think it was September 15, 2013. At a Jack in the Box where I was being gang stalked. Caught huge amounts of evidence at that place, like you would not believe. Okay? And then when he threatened me with that, I said, well, why don't you then, I go, instead of doing that, why don't you tell me your boss's name? Okay? So I can gather the evidence I got up together. I can go down and talk to your boss, and then your boss can ask you, why won't you listen to me? It was around those lines. So then he flipped the subject, went on to something else, and then we both said bye. Okay, he didn't do jack shit about it, and he didn't want to. Of course he didn't. They cannot have it on paper that I am a victim of this crime because they know that I got 2006 emails of me being gang stalked out here in San Diego when I came out here from another state, okay, and was out here between 1 and 38 days. I made some emails about what I was experiencing out here. Back then I didn't know it was gang stalking, but I did talk about what I was experiencing. And the things that I described are gang stalking methods that are all over the internet. And a Point Loma library staff individual by the name of Mimi and a security guard and others played a direct role in it. Public library staff is government, which means the government can be sued, and also a San Diego police officer woman played a direct role in the intimidation of me and the influencing of me to go back to another state, the state that I had come from. And you would not believe the crimes that happened to me. You just would not believe it. You just would not believe it. So I came back out here again on August 8, 2011. I've been here every single day since then and been gang stalked along every single one of my routes, every single day, nonstop, like you would not believe. And I do not know any of these people at all at the acquaintance level, the personal level, the friendship level, or the intimate level. Because it was my goal to box these little filthy sewer rats in and expose them for what they are. Period. Gotta get. Oh, and by the way, if any corrupt San Diego police officers are watching this, I really can't begin to tell you what I think about you. I really just can't. I'm lost. I'm literally lost for words. Gotta get. All right. Anyways, I act a little bit goofy sometimes in order to, you know, make myself feel light for the day and keep myself in a good mindset, because these filthy, they're psychic vampires is what they are. They literally try to feed off your energy all day long by harassing you overtly. They're trying to suck the life energy out of you, okay? And trust me, I am no new ager, okay? That's just the term I picked up off the internet. But they literally do. They literally attempt to stick their fangs into your neck, okay, by emotionally and psychologically abusing you along your routes in order to feed off you. In order to feed off you. I don't think so, okay? These individuals haven't put it together yet in their mind. I am boxing them in. I need them, okay? And what I mean by that is that whenever I call the police and they don't make a police report, I am taking names. I need the names of these assholes in order to be able to say, look, you're either a syndicated cop or you're taking orders from one that is. And I will not forget your name when I get it. Make no mistake about this. Do not underestimate me. I'm telling you this right now to your face if you're watching this. Do not ever underestimate me, okay? I ain't saying no more. All right, I gotta start my day. Thank you for listening, and let's see if anything happens to any of my property here. That includes this tent, okay? That includes any property that's hidden close by, completely out of sight. Anything. If I come, or a trespass notice put on the tent, or the tent missing and a trespass notice left in its place. I literally gotta go. I do appreciate you listening. Please research every single thing that I've described in this video. Cross-reference, synthesize, scrutinize, and you will see that I'm telling you the truth. Praise Jesus, and have a nice day.